Hello, my inky crafty friends. It is Haley Dyer, the Inky Scrapper, coming to you live this Thursday, July 30th. I am early tonight, 7 p.m. Sorry, instead of 7:30. I have a little bit of a conflict, which is fine. So thank you for joining me, whether it's live or on replay. I really appreciate you spending time with me. I love getting to spend time with you. And so I've got a really quick and easy card tonight, but first I wanted to show you the finished product from last week's live. I always like to show you kind of a recap of last week before we move on to this week. So this card uses the Valley and Bloom DSP and Cute as a Bug stamp set. Actually the bundle, because I ended up adding the little butterfly. It was in my stash. And this is what I've been calling an accordion fun fold. If y'all can think of a better name to help me out. But it's got this cute little, this would be a cute card without this panel, but that adds so much to it. Very fun. It is a little thick on this side. It'll mail fine, but I didn't put a lot of, actually any embellishments for that reason. I did use some Wink of Stella. Hope that sparkles for you. And on the little bees' wings. So again, that was last Thursday's card. And as always, if you're inspired to make something, I would love to see your creations, whether they're Stampin' Up or not. It's just fun. I love getting inky. I love creating. And so today I picked a quick and easy product. This is the Summer Happiness Washi Tape. We have, I think, 3 of these large washi tape rolls currently in stock. And since my summer's coming to an end, since school started back for teachers yesterday and will start for students on Wednesday. So kind of summer is over. I know it's July, y'all. It's okay. I know. But I decided to play with this Summer Happiness Washi Tape. And I measured it. It is 3.5 inches tall. So I cut a 3 by 12 inch panel. It's actually from the insert that comes with the DSP. So it's a little bit thicker, but I don't care for cards. I don't care about being, what I mean by I don't care. I don't care if it's acid free, lignin free, etc. For like I need for scrapbooking for a card. So I used that cardboard. It's really not cardboard, but the kind of slick cardstock 12 by 12 panel that comes with your DSP that includes the name and the colors and all that. So that's what I cut this from. It's 3.5 by 12. And so I'm going to try to carefully unroll this and line it up. I am keeping the right edge a little off the panel, and I'm going to use my hand and kind of smooth it as I go. I did not do that the first time and lived to regret it. So I'm just carefully unrolling and smoothing and unrolling. Yeah, it's stuck to that. That's fine. The washi tape is sticky, but there's a little forgiveness. This is a little crooked, and honestly, I'm going to pull it off. I was going to say I can pull the whole thing off. I think I will. It's kind of a lot crooked. Oh. Of course it is on a live. So, here we go. It's pretty sticky. I have some washi tape that I use like to hold my dies in place and things that I don't think is quite this sticky. And it may be also what I'm sticking it to. I'm going to go ahead and roll this up so that I can start this over. So if I were editing this would be a total blooper reel, and I would delete this part. But fortunately, thank you, Lynn, I've gotten feedback that y'all like when I make mistakes, and that's good because Lord knows I've made plenty of them. There's probably not a crafty mistake you could make that I haven't made. So we're going to try again. See if I can straighten this up just a little bit. I'm going to move it over a little bit more. That edge is pretty curled. And let's see. I could also cut this piece to like maybe 3 1/4 so that it's so that it is too big, and then trim it, but I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, this worked out much better. I'm much happier with this. And for these little wrinkles, I'm gonna pick this back up and try to straighten it out. I had that problem before. That's why I'm trying to like unroll and smooth it as I go. So it takes a little finessing. But the cool thing, all 3 of our current washi tapes, these large washi tapes, they have coordinating dies. So you can actually cut out these images with die cuts. I was too cheap to buy the coordinating die cuts. I don't know. I was too frugal. Frugals are better. It sounds nicer than cheap. Let me just cut that off. Sorry, I'm backtracking. Whoa, backtracking just a little bit. Since I have the excess on the ends, I just want to fold those down and get them out of the way. Okay, so as I was saying, there are coordinating dies. But like y'all, I also, you know, I don't have all the money in the world to spend, so I did not buy them. And instead, I did some fussy cutting. So there's a little excess up here. If that bothers you, you could always trim it off. But I just wanted to show you how to make one nice big panel. And sorry, my house phone's ringing if you can hear that. I went ahead and pre-cut some things. I made this first panel and then rough cut out some of the pieces. I'm going to cut out more. I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. But for tonight's project, I cut out the lemonade, the camera, and the sunglasses. So I'm not going to bore you with how I did it, but basically I did a rough cut and then I fussy cut real quickly around the edges. But again, y'all know how to cut. I'm not going to do that here on this live. So I have this panel. I have this panel that I made ahead of time. I did not tack those ends down. It really doesn't matter which one that I use. So I'm going to set this one to the side and use the one here from the live. I did pre-cut these. These are the nested essential dies in basic white and strawberry slush, which is the pink, the dark pink from this, because I knew it would go really well. Hey Susan, I'm so glad you're here. That this piece would go well. I need lots of birthday cards and lots of summer birthdays still to come. So let's get to creating. I went ahead and pre-scored my cardstock at 4 1/4 and then cut it 5 1/2 to make this Coastal Cabana card. That's the beautiful turquoise. I love this color. It makes me so happy. So I did not bring my bone folder over here, so I'm going to use the edge, the handles of my scissors to give it a little burnish. And then I think I'm going to start from this side. I like that. Yep. So I wasn't quite sure what I was going to make, but I like this one. Oh yeah, Susan, you absolutely can order this for me. It is called the Summer Happiness washi tape. It's available. There are also die cuts that cut out all of these images. I'm a little bit frugal, and so I just decided to fussy cut. The sentiments, these are the scalloped blooms. I love this set so much. They have, it's part of the Bloom Boutique suite. You can buy the stamp set separately. It also, as a bundle, comes with the scallop dies. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Give me just a second. Are they handy? Of course not. Of course I don't have them handy. Sorry, of course they're not handy, but they are the scallops of the kind of the petals that get bigger in the nested petals, but scallop blooms. The reason I mentioned the bundle, if you buy the stamp set and the dies together as a bundle, you save 10% versus buying them separately. So they're also part of the suite, which includes the beautiful Bloom Boutique. Oh, I just happen to have a card handy. This is thanks to my friend Rita. This is the Scalloped Bloom stamp set with the Bloom Boutique paper, but it doesn't have the Scalloped Bloom dies. So just as a, there we go. Sorry, squirrel. No, not squirrel. I'm glad to be able to answer your questions. I'm glad you're here live. Like I said, I love this because it's got your quintessential thank you, happy birthday, thinking of you, but also some really nice other sentiments. And this one is available all year long. Stampin' Up! Went to trimester catalogs, so I think that's, no, quarterly. There's 3 per year. What is that? 3 would be trimester because quarter would be 4. So anyway, this was launched in the May 26 catalog, but it's available for a year. So again, I'm glad to feature that because it's beautiful. So, okay, so back to our card design. Let me make sure that there aren't any more questions. Hey, Nancy, I'm so glad you're joining me. I had to go live, didn't have to. I decided to go live early tonight because I have a team meeting at 7:30 with my upline. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. So again, to recap, for those maybe just hopping on, Summer Happiness washi tape is 3.5 inches tall. So I cut a 3.5 by 12 inch strip and carefully smooth the washi tape over it. I did cut it a little longer and tuck the edges underneath. You don't have to, I just think that makes it easier for making a big long strip. The top's a little rough in that it wasn't quite perfect. I don't really care, I'm fine with it. I may decide on my card to use my scissors to trim that off, I'm not sure yet. But I'm gonna use this left side to make my card on this Coastal Cabana card. And so I'm grabbing my paper trimmer and I'm gonna trim it at 5.5 inches because that's how wide my card is. It's gonna make it a little bit easier. And I'm gonna set this to the side and use it for something else. I am gonna go ahead and trim off that little bit of excess on the top edge where I didn't get it lined up perfectly. And y'all know that handmade is never perfect, and that's a good thing. So there. Let me throw that away. Alrighty. So this is gonna go, ooh, that does not look good. So I'm gonna trim it from the front. It's because of the little bit of overlap, I think. Okay, smooth that out. That's still a little jagged. It's hard to tell with the white on white, so putting it over the colored cardstock helps. But yeah, that looks better. Alrighty, I'm gonna just I like to kind of build it first and then glue because sometimes what I think in my head doesn't always work out. Let me just double check. Susan, let me look really quickly. The coordinating dies are the Summer Happiness dies. So that it's the Summer Happiness washi tape. There is a coordinating stamp set called Summer Happiness and the Summer Happiness dies. And of course, the stamp set and dies together as a bundle saves 10%. And then there's the washi tape. So super fun. I just needed some summer in my life. I did go ahead and pre-cut 2 1/4-inch pieces of crushed curry that goes with this, but honestly, that's too much. They're too thick. I want that Coastal Cabana to peek through, and so if I use this one, I'll tuck it under to maybe 1/8 of an inch. Let's see. We're just gonna play around a little bit with this, and y'all let me know what you think. I like having layers. I think it makes the card look, I don't know if more professional is the right word, but that's what I'm gonna go with. So I like that. And then I am gonna stamp, like I said, a happy birthday on this, but I know I'm gonna nest these. I have sunglasses, camera, and the lemonade. So I'm just gonna see what I think about playing around with this. Oh, that's kind of cute. What do y'all think? Or maybe the pink is a little bit heavier and it needs to go on the bottom and the camera on the top because it's a little bit larger. We've got some coordinating colors. Okay, so that's kind of idea number 1. It's pretty rough. It's okay. But what about, how does it look if I slide this over for number 2? What do y'all think? And I'm gonna wait a moment and check the comments. So again, idea kind of number one and kind of number two. So I know what I think, but I'm gonna wait a moment and see what you think and go ahead and stamp my happy birthday. I was gonna use strawberry slush on strawberry slush, but I don't know that is enough of a contrast. So let me see. I don't have Coastal Cabana, so we're gonna go with strawberry slush because I have that one. Some of the Pool Party is a good coordinating color, but I'm worried it's not quite bright enough. So I'm just tapping and turning a little bit to ink this up. Sorry if you have to look at the top of my head, but I need to be able to see this to get it kind of straight. I'm not too worried if the Y goes off of the edge there. That's pretty good. And I will clean that when we're done, but let me go ahead and close this so that I don't get ink everywhere. I've got my Tombow multi-purpose glue. One feature I love about this is it has a little give and a little bit of squish. This would have been nice in black too. I didn't think about that. That might have popped more. All right, hey Judy. Thanks for joining me. So y'all haven't said if you liked version 1 or version 2 better. I was hoping to see a few comments about that. So I will show you again. I know this is crooked. Version option 1 is basically this. Oops. So the sentiment clusters 1, 2, 3 is on the bottom left, or I can slide that over. Version 2. Oh, I didn't think about. I don't like the sunglasses on the sunglasses, even though that's probably a better layout. So I know what I'm doing. Y'all, no, I don't want to say you missed your chance to comment because you really didn't, but normally I would, I'm trying to decide if it would be easier to adhere this to the card base first or this panel first, because I do not want the full 1/4 inch. I want it to be a little bit smaller. So I actually think this may not be a wise decision, but here we go. I'm gonna run this across the top and the bottom so that it peeks out just a little bit. And the only thing I really have to worry about is making sure that it's straight and not crooked. And what I mean by straight is like, here we go. See, that is totally crooked. That's where this grid comes in really handy. Let me slide this down. That looks a lot better. And again, I'm just visually doing this, so I don't know. Same here. I'm not too worried if the top and bottom are not exactly even. If anything, I hope I did a little more heft and weight to the bottom of this. I did not, so let's try to slide this down a little. I'm gonna line this up. If you don't have a grid that you're using at home, let me know. I will be happy to help you. I think it's super helpful. So now I'm gonna do, ooh, that was a lot right there. Again, one of the reasons I'm using the Tombow Mono liquid, multi-liquid glue, I don't even know which order it goes in, sorry, is that it does give me a little squish and a little movement. So that helps with something like this. There we go. I'm just going to hold that for a second. Okay, thanks, Judy. Yeah, I like version 1 also. I think that just worked out a little bit better. So I'm going to let that, oops, scoot that over just a little. I'm going to trim the edges. I'll show you how in a minute. And go ahead, and that's been glued. So I can put that down and then add the pieces on top. So again, I did not get the coordinating stamp set or dies with this. I just love the washi tape, and as a budget saver, I only got that because I knew I could do a lot with it. And I fussy cut these after I adhered them on the panel, and then did a rough cut and then a fussy cut to get these images. And let me double check. The Summer Happiness washi tape is 10 yards. Y'all, that's 30 feet. That's a lot of washi tape. So there's so much you can do with it. And if you buy the washi tape and the stamp set and dies, you're going to have the stamp set and dies forever. In a good way. Forever in a good way. Let's get that lemonade here. And the sunglasses. And again, because it's a wet glue and has a little give, whoops, I can move that around just a little bit. Alrighty, and to finish it off, I have my array of dots, and I think I want to add a few of these. They're not an exact match, and I like that a lot, actually. So we're going to do a little blue here. Oops. And there, and a little pop of pink right there. So just a little bit of movement for your eye. And so there you go. So this card would be really easy to recreate. Again, this panel is 5.5 by 3.5. These were 1/4 inch. I tucked them underneath, so they're about 1/8 of an inch by 5.5 inches. I did not double check my measurements for this one. I've just pre-cut those. But, you know, a little rectangle, a little circle, a little banner, all kinds of things. And then, you know how our eye likes the triangle of the 3 images and the 3 little gems. So there you go, a little summer happiness. So I hope that this brightened your day. And as always, if you create something inspired by this, I would love to see what you make, whether it's with Stampin' Up! Products or not. We're all happy paper crafters. So thanks for watching. I hope that, again, this inspires you to make something, and by all means, go get inky. And I will see you again next Thursday live, planning to be live at 7:30 like usual, and if not, in between somewhere. So thank you so much. And again, if I can help in any way with your paper crafting needs, please let me know. This is just something that I love. It comes from my heart, and I'm so happy to share it with you. So thanks, y'all. Take care. Good night.